And good morning from Scotty, Ray, and Candace. How are you today?
I'm good.
Well, everything's going well. Everything, you got a big day planned out?
Yeah, I mean, not too big, just working, so that's all I do. Work.
So do y'all plan your weekends? What is the big Christmas, when do you start watching Christmas shows is my question.
I usually don't start watching them this early, not before Thanksgiving, but like right after Thanksgiving, when
You're on?
It's on. It's on all the time on my TV.
But if you paid attention this past weekend, and it may still be going on to this moment, but Hallmark, that's all there are is those Christmas chick flicks. Is that a word?
I guess you can call it that, but I love the Hallmark Channel. I have all my friends. I mean, we always talk about it, but it's so funny because the Hallmark Channel, it's always the same characters in every show. And you'd think we'd get sick of watching that. It's always the same thing.
They come to town to work on something. Somebody helps them. They fall in love. Something happens, but they get
the car breaks down. They get caught in this town, where it's like they're stuck in this town where they meet the guy of their dreams.
And rich guy's going to tear down the house, and she's got to do something to stop him from tearing the house down.
I know. But look, they also have like fall Hallmark movies. So I last year I think I watched some that had to do with like a pumpkin patch. It was the same themes,
but
though.
the
same thing
that I pick up on is nobody really works in these shows.
I know.
Because think about it, you have to go to work. You don't get off till 5 o'clock. You can't be hanging out down at the hardware store bumping into your dream day.
I know.
Because you ain't got time.
Look, we need to make a movie of my life. Like get up, go to work.
Come back, you wash clothes, and try to figure out what's going to be for supper. And then you glance at your phone and you fall asleep with your glasses on in a chair like this.
Look,
it ain't real romantic, but that's real life.
This is the honest truth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a wonder I have 2 front teeth left, because one night I was laying in the bed looking at my phone and I had it like this. And I just fell asleep and dropped it. It hit me right in the mouth.
I had
so I wondered to knock my teeth out.
A buddy of mine posted this on Facebook the other night. He said that he turned the light off and he reached over. I guess he was on the couch, or maybe he's got a chair by his bed. But he's reaching over in the chair, digging into cushions, trying to get his cell phone. And then he says he leans back and he realizes at that moment that he had his cell phone in his hand the whole time, and he was changing hands with the cell phone, digging for it. Had it and just swapping hands trying to find it. And he goes, I feel like an idiot.
Look, I have fallen asleep with my phone in my hand so many times there's no telling who I sent friend requests to, or it's a wonder I hadn't bought something by accident.
Let's just ask this, because I saw this happen to a young lady not long ago, actually bumping that live button and going live on Facebook and showing things that you shouldn't.
Oh, well, yeah, I hadn't. As far as I know, other than posting my grocery list that time to my story by accident, no, I hadn't done that.
Those are some embarrassing things that do happen in real life.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen on the Hallmark things. But
it doesn't happen on that. But I do love watching the Christmas shows. It just gets me in the spirit.
There's only one Christmas show that really matters.
Now, I love the National Lampoon's Vacation.
That's funny.
I love it. It's a must every year at our house. I mean, we have to turn that on and watch it.
Somewhere George Bailey's got to be played. That's it. It's a Wonderful Life. To me, it's it. There ain't no better. But I love the comedies now.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, they're going to run that little dude that gets left at home alone in the ground.
Oh, yeah. No, my son loves that. My little one, he thinks that's the funniest show.
Well, what about The Christmas Story?
Yeah, The Christmas Story's funny. The funniest part of it to me is when the little boy gets his tongue stuck to the light pole.
I was just supposed to ask you, have you ever done that?
They dared him to stick his tongue to the light pole or something. No, but I did get an ice cube. Have you ever got an ice cube stuck to your tongue?
No, I hadn't.
I have done that before, and it scared me to death. When I was younger, I would eat ice, stick an ice cube in your mouth and eat it. It stuck to my tongue.
Bless her heart.
No. Yeah, look, when we're younger, we do all kind of crazy mess.
Yes, we do. Coming up, we're going to take a look at that forecast that involves Zeta, however you want to say her. That's on the way. Plus, we'll have your local and national headline news. That's all around the corner with Scotty, Ray, and Candace. The Lauderdale County Farm Supply exit 151 off the interstate is where you'll find everyone, and great sales going on now on those mums that we've talked about. A few pansies and fruit trees. Did I say pansies right? That's what they've got. And, of course, you can get those mums for $14.99 right now. As we move into the Christmas season, they've got Christmas decor, 25% off. Just gets you in the holly jolly spirit, doesn't it? Drop by and see that big selection they've got of all your Christmas decorations and trees and whatnot that you might need there, and little signs for Christmas. It's coming right around the corner. And of course, any type of boot that you may be looking for those Georgia boots, they've got all the different styles, even some Riots there. And of course, I hadn't got the pictures up right now of all the different mud boots they've got, but there are plenty to choose from to keep you dry. You'll need that over the next day or so, especially if you're working on the farm. Keep dry. You can get those insulated as well. As we move into deer season, there's a lot to choose from. The pop-up blinds from Ameristep. You can get the skinning racks. You can also get any Tinks spray that you might need, scent spray. They got all that lined up for you. And, of course, feeders galore. You can get the different Moultrie ones. You can get the gravity fed, which is a picture of that one standing up there. And also you can get those with the motors that we've been showing there, the Moultrie. Great ones. And, of course, plenty of different attractants to choose from there when it comes to deer season. And keeping warm is a very important part in Mississippi as we get into, well, maybe some of these later months here. But this will come in handy before it's all said and done. Right now it's warm, but there will be a day that you'll need this. And they got plenty of them to choose from. You can still get deer licks and all these different flavors, from molasses to the corn flavored to wild persimmons. I almost said that wrong. Do you need a deer camera? Boy, at the stack we've got of those. From SD cards to getting it automatically sent to your cell phone to where you don't have to go back to the woods to pull that card. That's a handy thing. And, of course, the new 360 camera, like that, you can set that out and control it from the deer stand with your cell phone. Record, send pictures. It's the latest rate. It's great. See a lot more from your stand. Send it to whoever you're hunting with of a particular deer you're looking at. Also, all of the seed that you may be needing, seed from wheat, ryegrass, they've got that in oats, anything that maybe you hadn't got your patches planted, you're running a little behind, they've got all of that for you, any that you're looking for. And horse feed, cattle feed, and on into guns. Look at that, a big selection of that with scopes, and of course all the ammunition you might need there at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Drop in and see them today. They'll certainly take care of you.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Well, as we switch gears and move into that forecast, be ready. We've got some rain coming today. It's going to be a wet one, without a doubt, over the next 24 hours through tomorrow morning. By Thursday, this will be getting out. But we have to pay close attention to wind and rain. We don't have so much as a tornado threat with this one. We're on the west side of this storm as it comes through. The east side is that we'll be getting that. The Meridian area is definitely west side, so we're going to be getting some wind, and we're going to be getting a lot of rain, which can cause some trees to blow down, that type of thing. And power outages will be our biggest threat there that we get from this. We'll get into the categories and all that in the maps in a moment. We start out with what the National Weather Service tells us this morning. We have an elevated threat for most of Lauderdale County when it comes to rain from this. This is going to cut across right about Collinsville and take in that southeastern corner of Kemper County, 1 to 2 inches here for Philadelphia and Kemper County and down through here. But Clark, Jasper, down through Laurel will be ready to get a little bit more rain than most. It could be anywhere from 2 to 6 inches of rain. It could just vary. 2 to 4 most likely, but up to 6 in our area. So we'll watch that. As we said, a lot of rain is coming with this storm. As we move forward to take a look at the wind threat from this, most of Lauderdale County has an elevated threat of 40 to 60 miles an hour here. This is going to go about right where the airport is and then go northeasterly about where Owls is out there and cut across, taking in NAS Meridian and Lauderdale. The northwestern corner here, Collinsville area is not in that. It's in the limited threat, but the central and southern portions and eastern parts of Lauderdale County, be ready. We got some heavy winds in all of Clark County. A little bit there of Kemper and Newton counties will be in that limited threat. We'll be on it. I'll be here through all of it to keep you posted as to what happens. Now, the timing of that's going to be from 5 p.m. this afternoon through about 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. As we look at this, temperatures are going to start to cool back down over the next 10 days. What a great thing that is. Wonderful. Storm prediction, and we'll get into this a little bit heavier with radar in a minute. As the Meridian area here, limited threat, you have to get down to Mobile and these areas where it's much, much worse on the east side of Zeta as she comes in. Now, right now, this is a Category 1. We'll look at the miles per hour in a moment, but it looks as though right before landfall, it's going to go one click above and go from 96 to 98 miles an hour, making it a Cat 2 right before it makes landfall. It's got New Orleans written all over it this morning where it's headed. So it moved just a little bit west in the overnight hours and has its sights set directly toward New Orleans. We'll look at that here in a moment with radar to take a closer look. That is the path. It will be out of here by Thursday. You won't even know it come by. It'll be sunshine returning for us. As we look at these wind threats here, this is what we were just looking at, the Meridian area and down Mobile, these areas needs to pay close attention. Had this twisted just a little bit more west, we would be faced with this, but we're on the outskirts of the west side of the storm at this point. We look at the amounts of rainfall. These areas down on the coast will get more, but we're right here, Meridian area, of getting a lot of rain. So expect that. These are our hurricane watches and warnings, tropical storm warnings there, starting at Wayne County southward, and then, of course, you get into hurricane warnings at Biloxi and all through here. Tropical storm watches up through Birmingham on the east side of the storms that goes across. So power outages, I said, we're in this area here of possible power outages. You get down to the Loosedale area, you will be without power before long. So Loosedale southward, y'all pay attention. You'll be without power, be getting your stuff ready. If you do have a generator here, go ahead and test it, make sure it's going, and be ready for what the weather brings about. And again, I stress having one of these as we get into these fall months. This is not over, although this is not a big tornadic event for the Meridian area. To the east of here it is. Be ready. November, December brings tornadoes to Mississippi and Alabama. Be prepared. Drop by Hooper's. They've got plenty of these for you to be prepared and be ready for your family. Okay, let's flip back over and let's pull up radar here if I can get things to act right. Some days they do, some days they don't. As we go into radar this morning, let's zoom in on this. This is our area here. Now, this is what we're looking at for possible storms today. This is the prediction center. As we zoom in on this, we've got Meridian right here, and then we go through Clark County, and this is going to be Wayne County where this thing exits. It's going to go right through the middle of Waynesboro and then on into Alabama. The further south, as I said, you get down here toward the coast and these areas here, it's going to be very, very rough here. No power in these areas for sure. Tropical storm warnings all through this area here, southward to the coast. And if you'll see Biloxi in these areas here, it's going to take a pounding here. All right, let's. This is the forecasted of where the storms are today. It's going to focus Gulfport all through here. Hattiesburg is just on the outskirts of this. It's in the limited threat with us. All right, let's turn this on and then go back and turn this off so you can see a little bit better here. And let's zoom back up. As you see there, we've got those tropical storm warnings and we've got flood warnings over here. And as we move up through here, Hattiesburg this morning getting some rain. This is where it is. This is where the storm will come across. We've got Waynesboro sitting here. It's going to be just above it there on Highway 45 in between Shabuta and Waynesboro where it goes out and then goes in toward Alabama there. Butler, y'all be ready. It'll come your way. As we move up through here, we are under, let's see here, the Meridian area tropical storm warning as well. We've got Clark County under this as well. So they've increased Lauderdale and Clark County into this to where it was ending this right here earlier. Originally, we just had a flood watch for our area, but they've increased that. So that means that wind that I'm talking about that I mentioned a moment ago, 40 to 60 miles an hour, is going to be pretty serious. This is that line that I mentioned here where it cuts across here. It's going to be right through the airport. This is where the wind is going to be the cutoff. It'll cut across the airport. And let's turn on some locations where you can see exactly what's going on with this. This will cut across the airport, go right across MCC through Highland Park, go across North Hill Street right there where Mr. Discount's Drugs is, and then cut on across where the soccer complex is on 39, taking in Northeast Lauderdale High School, going right across NAS Meridian, going through Kemper Springs, and then the Chicken Shack, and then staying east
out toward Giles at the Bama State line there where Geiger is. So that's how it flows up through our area there. If you get a good look at that, a lot of wind, light wind on this area here. But Meridian Airport is that line northeasterly out of this. Be prepared. Let's turn off these locations so we can take a look at rain. Now, we've got scattered showers this morning in Meridian moving in here as we move over to Newton County out to the west there, right in between Forest on I-20 there. Before you get into Newton, we got some showers that are occurring. Heavier rain back in this area right here. Of course, right here at the Lawrence Post Office, a lot of rain in Lawrence this morning. As we move up here, we've got some heavier rains there occurring in Sebastopol, there at the post office, also back over to Walnut Grove. A lot of rain out at the Neshoba County Fair this morning. This is going to be Dixon area here. This is going to be the Hope community up around Marshall Ford, back over in here. Some light showers all the way out to Highway 16 where the Dollar General is there before you get into Kemper County and Neshoba County. So rain is here in these areas, but we've got more coming. This is not over before it's all said and done. So keep that in mind. Now let's back out and go back down and take a look at what we've got going on with what the hurricane is doing. Now, most places that you'll read have this staying steady at a Category 1. My system is showing that it's going to upgrade just by 2 miles an hour before landfall and make this a Category 2. Now, this could change before then. As of this morning, it is sitting at, let me see here, at 86 miles an hour right now, wind gust of 104 miles an hour. And the system here shows that right before landfall coming in there, it jumps to 98 miles an hour with 121 mile an hour gust. And then this path has it, as you'll see here, dead through New Orleans. And then Slidell, you'll be right in the middle of it, and then just barely to the east of Hattiesburg. So be prepared. This is a serious storm. The Meridian area, again, is just on the west side of the storm. We're going to get some wind. We're going to get some rain. But it would be a whole different story had it moved just a little bit more to the west in that direction. So we're very fortunate on that. We have been blessed here over these many, many hurricanes that have come across this year in 2020. So there's been a lot of prayers going up, I can say that, because we have been spared each time. Still a very serious storm. Be prepared for what's coming. I'll be here to walk you through it step by step, street by street, should the weather turn ugly at any given point. I'll be here for it. Coming up, we'll come back and tell you more about the extended forecast as we wait for today to be a 90% chance of showers. We'll get about 3/4 of an inch of rain today. Tonight is when it changes and that hurricane comes in. 100% chance of rain. We should be getting about 2 inches of rain tonight, and then only a 20% chance of rain for tomorrow. Complete details still to come up. We'll join Candace in just a moment and get you some headlines of what's going on locally, nationally, and then come back with some more that's dealing with the extended forecast and what to expect over the next few days here at Scotty Ray's Weather.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we roll through Wednesday. This is Hump Day. We are now less than 1 week away from the presidential election.
I swear, my nerves are going to be so shot on the day of.
I'm going to post this. I made me a little cheat sheet here that I've got all the ones that Trump won last year and then what Hillary won, so you can keep track, and it has all the electoral votes of, what they're worth and if you're winning or losing, so you don't have to wait for them to tell you.
Oh, okay.
I'll share with you.
We had a customer bring cookies in to the shop with Trump on them, yesterday. They were so cute, and she had gotten them made in Meridian. Some girl makes them for her.
Trump cookies.
Yeah, they were Trump cookies. And I had seen a while back in another city where there was a...
Well, they did that, and they said that depending on the amount of who sells the most cookies is who they pick to win, and Trump had sold the most.
Yeah. So, anyway.
So can you make cookies?
Yeah, I'm going to be...
Are you going to be making any cookies?
No, I'm not making any cookies. No.
So
if somebody would like to give me some cookies, I will eat them. But
I ain't saying that. So do you plan on staying up and seeing just how far it goes into the night hours?
I will stay up the whole time. I got to see. Not that we're going to know who won.
We may not. Last year it was 2 a.m.
Yeah. But, I don't even see us knowing for days.
Unless it's a landslide.
Because, well, I mean, because how are they going to know about the mail-in ballots?
Well, those should probably already be counted by the time they get there. There'll be some that won't, but they'll have a majority of them. And then, they're going, why is it so big? It may be that people just simply don't want to go stand in line with the COVID thing on that day, and they're wanting to do it early. That may be the answer why so many people have voted.
Yeah. That, and, I mean, who knows? I mean, as crazy as people have gotten, somebody might feel... nervous about going to the polls too. So
I know where you're going with that.
Because you don't
get
ever know what's going to go down. I mean, I hope everything's peaceful and everybody acts like they got some sense, like they ought to.
But this is the new America. Not everything makes sense anymore.
Right.
We know that. So. Well, as we turn to news stories, let's start out in Mississippi. What's going on in Mississippi? And it turns out that a Rankin County, Mississippi attorney has been disbarred. Apparently, he was pulled over in a traffic stop in 2017, and he might have had a little meth with him. That's a big no-no if you're an attorney.
Right.
So the Mississippi Supreme Court has taken away his practicing rights. He's gone.
And that's so sad because, I mean, you know how somebody works hard for a position like that, and
years
to
of
have
college.
it taken away over stupid decisions, which is exactly what.
Yeah, that's beyond
a stupid
stupid.
decision. So.
Anyway, that's what happened. I think they'd done that on the 23rd last week. They took away some stuff. But you don't want him representing you, do you?
No, I think not.
I'll be right back. I got to run to the restroom.
Yeah.
Your case, it may not be like My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
That was a good movie, too.
That was.
They're vowing, and then Schumers On This. Of course, we all watched this go down the other night of when Amy was put in. The president had a long day, and then she was sworn in. Clarence Thomas oversaw that. But Schumer vows to make them that they're going to regret this. It says, my colleagues may regret this for a lot longer than they think, he added.
Just threat after threat,
But if you'll remember, it was the Democrats that enacted the nuclear thing to where you didn't have to have 60 senators approve somebody. They started it, and they live to regret that.
But it's not suiting them right now.
No, it's not. And they do want to pack the courts for whatever reason is. And I'm not sure if you're up to some of this, and I'm going to go ahead and say that it's kind of graphic what we're going to show. This is the headline first of Philadelphia, PA. An officer was ran over as riots took to the streets. Rioting, vandalism, looting, all because someone was shot that attacked the police with a knife. Now, are you up to par on all this stuff that's going on?
Yeah.
All right, let's pull up this. And again, let me say, some of this now is a little disturbing because it's a man that it doesn't exactly show him getting shot, but you know what happens. The cops are called to I think it's a domestic problem. They show up, and the gentleman comes at them with a knife. And let's pull this up. And that's not going to work on that screen, Candace. I got to move that over here, or it will not happen at all. All right, let's go back here. And here we are. And they have said that you cannot play that anymore since I watched it last. So it's gone.
Well, let's just explain.
Yeah.
There's some kind of confrontation, and this guy comes at two cops with a knife. Like he is coming at them with a knife, running at them with a knife.
And they back up, and then he keeps getting closer, and they open fire, and they put him down.
Right.
And then the video switches to the riots that happened that night in PA, and it's a big truck, four-wheel drive, just flattens a cop.
It was a female cop, too.
Sure was.
Yeah. Just ran right over. I mean, didn't even stop, didn't even check up, just ran over her.
And this is what's going on in the streets of America. Have we lost America? It's very concerning.
Yeah, and then, of course, people use the excuse to loot, after it's not enough to
I know.
It's an excuse to steal is what it is. I mean.
Exactly.
So.
And I had another one, and I've misplaced that. I was going to show some pictures of some looting that's happened, but just there's no reason in the world that can be explained to loot after something bad happens to somebody. I mean, I'm sure those cops did not want to shoot him.
I mean, no, but what are you supposed to do? Just let somebody come at you with a knife and stab you and then hope you live to tell, the truth in court about it? I mean, what do you do?
Yeah.
These people are backed against the wall, and, I mean, you can't take a chance.
No, you can't. How do you feel about peer pressure? Let me ask that, Candace. You always got an opinion on things, and what's your honest opinion of peer pressure?
my opinion of it. or
Yeah,
like,
we all know that it exists.
yeah, it exists, but I think if you are strong within yourself, you feel something strongly, that you should stand by it, and it
No
doesn't
matter
matter
what.
who says what.
And of course, the first example that Mississippians would know this would be our governor.
Yeah.
He folded like a wet paper towel.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't stand by what he said he would do for Mississippians.
Right.
I will never shake that. I just can't. It bothers me every time I think of him.
Yeah.
He lied to me.
Right. I do believe that you should stand up, though, for what you believe, no matter what somebody says.
And folks, honestly,
anything.
I have drugged my boot across a line 2-3 times in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and it's cost me dearly. But you know what? I done the right thing. I may have lost jobs. It happens.
Look at going back to our religion standpoint.
Right.
Look how many people are just constantly criticized for how they believe, their religions and stuff like that.
Go back to Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
Of he was kneeling and it was wrong with the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
They
Yeah.
ate him alive.
But I have the utmost respect for people who can stand their ground.
I do too.
And stand up for what they believe, no matter what it's about. And some people, we might not agree with what they believe in.
Yeah, what was the old song? You got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything.
Right.
I've used that before,
Right.
but it's true.
Yeah.
Which leads to our next story, because he folded also. He
Yeah.
jumped right on out there and said, "Hey, I support you, Trump." And then the heat came, and he had to back on up and go, "Well, let me do some cussing him."
Yeah.
And that's what he done. And who am I talking about? None other than one of your favorite rappers, 50 Cent.
Look, for all you who know me, I do not like rap at all. I just am not a rapping type person.
Is it Eminem or Enema? How do you say his name? Because it looks like Enema if you just glance at his name.
Yeah, it does. It does look like Enema.
And,
I would rather get an Enema than
listen to that.
Eminem.
But
That's awful. I'm sorry.
this is truthful. I could not listen to that. And country music is pretty much Enema now.
Yeah.
It's that. But 50 Cent
Right.
has backed up because his ex-girlfriend there got on a TV show late night, dogged him, and so then she bet him something, and the next thing you know, he's saying he doesn't like Trump anymore.
Well, she's kind of not I'm just going to say this because I've watched her before, and she ain't stable.
I've
Herself,
never heard of her before up until this moment
Yeah.
here.
Chelsea Handler.
Is she
I think
funny?
is right. She tries to be funny. She's more sarcastic than anything.
But you're telling me she's not a Jeff Dunham, is what you're telling me.
No, She's not funny like that.
What's the old guy's name that Jeff Dunham does? The grumpy old man. What's his name?
I don't know what they call him, but I know who you're talking about. They kind of comparing him now to Biden.
Yeah,
looking
I
like
was
Biden.
that close to saying his name, and it slipped my mind.
Yeah. My older son, he watches. He can tell you every skit that man has ever done.
It's hilarious.
It's funny.
When he gets on that thing talking about his wife and all that, she saw it.
Yeah.
A lot of guys can relate to that. As we go to our next story, as we said, the election is coming up, and larger cities are getting prepared for this. And what are they doing? They're boarding up because they expect windows and things to be torn apart, looting, just because they can. These particular pictures on the right are of D.C. That on the left, Beverly Hills, is getting prepared as well. You wouldn't think Beverly Hills would have to do that.
You wouldn't think, but
they're not taking any chances. They're boarding up as well in those places. So let's all say a little prayer and hope that the best for what happens the other night, whoever wins, let's hope that it's civil.
It's a sad situation when you got to look at it like that, and you got to live in fear that your business is going to be torn down, burnt down, or your bodily harm is going to come to somebody that you care about. It's
correct.
But I have my own concerns about things. With whoever gets the election.
Bigger issues.
Well, I have a son that was going to join the military. He's talking about joining the military. That concerns me as a mother as to who's going to be running this country. You know? And I don't know. We need to think about a lot of things.
Yes, we do. It's not, and a big thing is, can you go back and change your vote? I need to ask Donna Jill this. If you've already cast your vote, could you come back and change it? Nationwide, it's a big push of people that have voted going, wait a minute, I need to go back and change that.
Well, because, we don't personally know these candidates. The only thing we know about these people is what we've seen.
Correct.
And on one side, as we all know, you don't see the bad. All you
No.
see is, you know,
It's all great.
yeah. And so, and the social media has totally just put a hold on being able to see things and be presented things. And so as it's slowly coming out and these people that have already cast their vote,
They're wanting to go back now. and
right.
go,
I mean,
"Hey."
because it's kind of like they were misled.
Yeah,
You know,
I
it
agree
ain't
with
no
that.
kinda to it. It's exactly what they were misled, you know.
So
So-
you got 1 week. It's coming up. Make sure you vote no matter who you vote for.
Right.
Vote. As we go back, I wanted to bring this back up. This is going to be tomorrow night out at the Mississippi Highway Patrol. Beginning at, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., they're going to be doing the trunk or treat.
Yeah. Now, we know if you need to wear a mask or anything to that. I would have
Well,
one handy. Most people do.
I think you're
but-
going to do it through your car.
Okay,
You don't
so
get out
they-
of your car. You just go by and
Oh,
then
so
they
you
walk up
just
to your
drive.
window. I
Okay. Okay.
think that's how that works.
Okay.
So Highway Patrol, call me if I'm wrong on that.
Yeah.
Let me
Just
know.
have a mask handy in case you need it. Most people do nowadays, you know, have one. So
I don't
just
like
have
it, but I got it.
That's right.
All I'll say about that, just uncomfortable.
Yeah,
is
it
the best
is.
way to
It
word
is
that.
uncomfortable. But like we said a while back, I mean, be part of the solution rather than part of the problem. You
Right.
know, and just wear it, you know, for a little while if you got to.
And then, of course, Saturday night will be trick-or-treating City Meridian 4 to 8 p.m. And then
Mm-hmm.
the county, I guess it's just until the light is turned off at the house.
Yeah.
Any rollings in your plans for the weekend? You going to get anybody?
No.
Like toilet paper?
No. I'm hoping all that's over with since homecoming's over with. I hope.
I saw a bunch of that.
Yeah. Yeah, we did too. It was kind of like it snowed, you know,
It
as
sure
you record
was.
that. But yeah, I hope that's over with.
On the way, we'll tell you an update on the weather, give you a quick fix of what to expect for the next few days. Zeta is right around the corner, and we want to say thank you for watching this morning. A big thanks.
Thank all of y'all, and thanks for watching every day, your comments, and we have so many people that just give us inspirational comments. I mean, you know, that just
Every day.
lift us up and tell us that we're doing a good job, and we really, really appreciate that.
What
So,
she said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Again, thanks a bunch, and we'll be back in just a moment. Well, Freeman Tractor, they're there for you on Highway 494, right there in Cicalina. They'll be taking care of any need that you might have when it comes to your lawnmowers. As I've said before, a great service department. If you need parts for your mower, drop in. They've got a whole bunch there. Tractors, if you need radiators, if you need anything done to that, they can get it for you. Lawnmowers, belts, blades, or you can drop off that more of yours, have it all winterized and be ready for next year and put up and be ready to go. That's what they've got. And of course, great Skag. They got X marks to choose from. When it comes to the bigger tractors, they've got that LS, a brand that's been around for a long, long time. Cab, air conditioning, any horsepower that you may be looking for from small, that's the smaller ones there on the right. And of course, the bigger horsepowers. If you're needing a small tractor for a type garden, or maybe you're dealing with deer season, or if you're running a full-fledged farm, they've got that for you with all the implements that you would need, from bush hogs to bat wings, from disc, taking care of those gardens, box blades to do your driveways, to forks to make things a little bit easier to pick up. Well, maybe you're picking up hay. They've got those forks as well. The Benchy, one of the newest additions that they've done at Freeman Tractor, the Warrior 1000, this pictured there, 0% 60 months. You can also get cab of AC and heat. That's a real good thing. Has doors, windshield wipers, won't get wet when you got to go take care of the cows or run to the barn or wherever it may be during a rainstorm. And of course, the T-Boss, they've got this style that comes with winches. You can get these with radios. You can get them with GPS to where you'll know where you're at if you get off. Many styles and colors to choose from. There's one place, Freeman Tractor. Drop in and see them again. Highway 494. You can't miss it. It'll be on the right side if you're coming from Highway 19. Good morning as we get this rolling. As we said, weather-wise, be very cautious over the next 24 hours. Hurricane Zeta is coming to our area. It's going to be, most of this will be out by tomorrow morning. It'll be in the overnight hours, the worst, what we've got. And by Thursday, we're down to a 20% chance of showers in our forecast. And sunshine later on in the day, clearing 72. I wouldn't call it exactly sunshine. It'll be cloudy and clearing, I think, is the best way to do it. 72 for that high. Now, we're going to be gusty from Thursday all the way through about Friday afternoon. We'll have those 20-mile-an-hour gusts continue, sunshine over the weekend. Let's pull up our extended forecast so everybody will know what we've got here in terms of weather. Today and tonight, plenty of rain. 90% today, 100% tonight. Tomorrow, that 20% chance, 72. And look at our temps. They finally start going down with highs in the 60 as we go toward November. We'll get into the 40s on Friday night. 43, look at that. By Monday night, 40. That's as cold officially
it has been on radar. I know there's been a few folks that just north of here hit in the 30s a while back overnight, around 39. So great weather after we get through this storm. Pay the storm attention now. Again, as we look at this, we've got a lot of wind that's going to be coming through this central and eastern side of Lauderdale County. The northwest corner here is still going to be windy, but not what it will happen here. Lots of rain, anywhere from 2 to 4 inches up to 6 inches in our area is what we will watch. It is definitely a weather event as Hurricane Zeta makes her way to the Gulf Coast once again. Again, at this point, I'm showing this to be a Category 2 when it comes ashore, barely making it up to 96 is a Category 1. Anything above that is a Category 2. I'm showing 98 miles an hour when it makes landfall late this afternoon, sometime after lunchtime. We'll watch that. I'll keep you posted and give you street-by-street coverage of what goes on with this. It's all happening here, and I do appreciate you dropping by. If you've got any questions, drop that in the comments, and I'll be glad to answer that for you as we watch this weather very closely with Scotty Ray's Weather.
Hurricane season is here, and like most Mississippians, you know the drill. Organize a severe weather safety kit, know how to safely use a generator, and have a plan of action to keep your family safe if a hurricane threatens. And when outages do occur, you can now report and view current outages through our free smartphone app or website at emepa.com. Remember, when storms come in, be ready if the power goes out. East Mississippi Electric Power Association is your local Touchstone Energy cooperative.
During these challenging times, there are some things that you can count on every day. One of them is that Rick Justice Automotive will work hard to help you find just the right vehicle. Rick Justice has late model, low mileage vehicles and 72-month, 72,000-mile warranties available on all vehicles. Come see us today, and we'll show you how we've been helping your friends and relatives find the car, truck, or SUV that was right for them. We will earn your business.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by